Welcome back to another episode of Decentralized Chain. It's Firoz, and in today's episode, we are going to be talking about how far Terra Luna can go. Welcome back. In today's episode, as I mentioned, we are going to be talking about Terra Luna. But before we do, if this is the type of content that you like and you want to stay ahead of the game, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming episodes. Better still, come and join us over in the Telegram community. Plenty of crypto enthusiasts to help you get that edge, and obviously lots of alpha being shared before it even hits YouTube. So let's talk about Terra Luna. Now, when it comes to cryptos, Terra can be seen as one of the fastest growing ones out there. Luna, the cryptocurrency made by Terra, made it into the top 10 in a short amount of time, leapfrogging the likes of Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, Litecoin, and other popular cryptos. Now, over the last 30 days, Luna went up by over 70% and is now over 34% in just the last 7 days alone. And since the start of this year, it had come down to just over 50% of its all-time high. Now that it has gained back most of that loss, it's worth more. And so why? Because Luna was able to make a good move for its investors, which made them more money than some of the established large caps such as Cardano. Now, earning rewards by staking tokens has been a common way to get more passive income. And for those who don't know, staking is a way for crypto investors to lock up their tokens and help keep the network safe. And in exchange, you get rewards for staking. Now, Terra's ecosystem now has more people than the platform's main rival, Ethereum. Now, according to new numbers from Staking Rewards, the number of people who used Luna went up more than 75% in a month. And the current value of all the Luna that people had staked is just sitting under $30 billion. That's even more money than the total amount that was staked for Ethereum 2.0, which is just under $25 billion. Now, stakers make about 6.6% a year by staking their Luna, compared to Ethereum, which is around 4.8%. Now, just over 40% of all eligible Luna was staked, and just under 8% of eligible Ethereum was staked by crypto owners. Now, this of course is true. If you look at Smart Stake, it says that Luna burned more than $29 million in 21 days. Which shows that there is a demand for UST. The total supply itself rose from just a little over 11 million earlier on in February to just under 13 million, which is a rise of almost 15%. Now, at the time of this video, the seventh largest token is still gaining amongst a backdrop of Bitcoin being almost down 4% in the last 24 hours. The question is could it go even further and reach new heights in 2022? And to find out, we're going to jump in with our good friend Bitcoin Macro to get us through some of that analysis.
So now that you guys know a few things about the project, it's time to have a look at its price action. So Luna has been in a very major uptrend for quite some time. It started trending back in 2020, but then it actually made a really big run in March of 2021. It peaked back then, but it's now almost 4 to 5 times higher than its peak back then. That means that it's actually one of the best performers, or probably even the best performer of the entire bull run, or the entire period since, let's say, the beginning of 2021, where the January 2021, where the bull market began. As it's the only project that has been able to make enormous gains and keep the gains. That really matters, because sometimes if you make a lot of money but then you lose all that money, and that's a sign of weakness, that's a bit of a problem. Whereas Luna at the moment is showing a lot of strength, and it could keep going higher. And the reason is that all the demand for UST could really push it higher, because we live in a very unstable environment where dollars are going up. There is a lot of demand for dollars at the moment because people need cash to do stuff, and they actually don't want to stay, let's say, in usual stable coins like the USDT or USDC, because they know that these accounts can be frozen. Maybe there are some issues, maybe more regulations and so on. So that's why people are turning to USD, which in turn is pushing the price higher. Now, in terms of technical analysis, what we see here is that the $45 level was the critical support. That's because that was the first high and then it was resistance for quite some time. And as you can see, once that level broke higher, we had a really big run. Then we had a nice pullback. The price came all the way down here. And that was also the 200-day moving average. So we had the combination of this support plus the 200-day moving average. Then once the price started coming above the yearly pivot and the 50 and the 100-day moving average, we saw Luna keep rallying higher. If we have a look at the shorter time frames, it's very clear that initially we have that bottoming process which happened around the time where the market was dropping, and at the same time we had the meme, the spell, the whole Wonderland debacle, all the FUD around UST that it was probably going to lose its peg and all that stuff. But then as the peg didn't break and actually demand for USTs increased, then the price initially shot up towards $65, then quick pullback. That was, I think, during the period where the war began. So it was pretty typical for us to see a proper pullback back down to the 200-day moving average, exactly bottoming on it. And then once the market came right above that key pivot level, which was also the 50-day moving average and the 100-day moving average, it had a major rally. So as you can see here, that was, if we were to go back and trade this again, buying on the 200-day moving average would be a good idea, or buying after the breakout would also be a good idea. Now we have a little resistance over here, which is pretty typical because at the same time we are at the $100 level to the $90 level. That was the previous all-time high. That is the actual all-time high. And we do have some resistance in this area. I don't know if it's going to be very easy for it to break above all of this, especially if the entire crypto market is dropping. Yes, the demand for USTs could actually drive Luna higher while the rest of the market is going down. But at the same time, let's not forget that some potential regulations on stablecoins could actually affect Luna, because although it might not hurt Luna directly, those regulations could hurt Luna indirectly, because you see, the SEC or whoever might try to find ways to attack this stablecoin because they will want to control it. They might go after the founding team or the investors. They might find all sorts of ways to do it. So please don't be overexposed to UST or Luna. Keep that in mind, because yes, the price might be bullish now and there is not really much of a reason to be very scared at the moment. Despite the fact that the market could go lower, at least the crypto market could fall lower in the short term. Luna is looking good. I would suggest that, dips in this area, let's say towards $80 to $75 would be perfect. Even if we go down to $63, $65, that would also be a good place to start buying. Because look, at this time, I do believe there is probably going to be more of a range in this environment. I don't know if it's going to manage to break out completely, because even if it does break out, it will be quite overbought. So if we do manage to break out, the next major resistance is at 126. That's a nice double combo of the monthly R3 and the yearly R2. These are two major pivots, so I would expect some resistance over here, maybe a pullback down to 100 and then higher potentially. Again, right now we are seeing a project where there are some major demand drivers that go beyond speculation. There is like proper demand for Luna and USTs, and that cannot be discounted, especially when a project goes up when the rest of the market goes down. It's definitely worth paying attention. But at the same time, we should not forget that we are in a very volatile and wild environment, which means that at any point some regulations might hurt crypto and UST. Because look, if the entire crypto market goes into trouble, I don't think the UST or Luna would escape this. Okay. Initially, yes, it might be a good bet if they go after, let's say, Tether, or let's say they go after USDC. But, at that point, yes, maybe Luna has a major pump, but then they might go after Luna as well, because they will try to push everyone to use the traditional banking system, their own CBDC, and so on. So for now, guys, remember that we are at the resistance zone. This is a rally that is a little overdone. in the short term, buying around 75 to 80 would be good for a proper bottom, for continuation higher, or maybe just for a short-term pump. Maybe if the market comes back up to 87, you take some profits and then let you ride. If it goes below 75 again, maybe cut the position and then look to rebuy lower around 60 and 65. If the price starts going below 40, guys, I do believe that's going to be a big problem, but that would probably need a proper major catalyst for this to take us much, much lower. Now again, remember, this is a really strong major uptrend. I hope we don't really have a major collapse, because if we do have a major collapse, we could really see Luna trade all the way down to $20 to $18. It wouldn't be unheard of if the entire world is in a really dark place, things are not going well. So we can't expect anything at the moment. Embrace volatility, understand that things are going to be volatile, so keep enough cash for you to be able to function properly, and then have some speculative positions like Luna, which might be able to help you gain some profits out of this environment. So thanks a lot for watching.